In my opinion, Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin in the coming decades. And I don't mean that its price will necessarily flip Bitcoins. I do mean, however, its market capitalization will flip Bitcoins. Ethereum is sitting at a $300 billion market cap, while Bitcoin sits at a $1 trillion market cap. And I do believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, not this cycle, but after this cycle, Ethereum will flip Bitcoin with ease. And that is because its total addressable market is definitionally greater than Bitcoin's, and it has so much more potential. If you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, and remember, nothing said in this video is financial advice. So let's begin by taking a look at both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is basically trying to replace gold as a secure store of value. It has a lot of components that gold does not have, like a fixed supply, and it is far more secure than gold and easier to move around. However, Bitcoin can also be used for money, so you can make transactions to individuals without the need of a third party, which is very appealing, and we've never been able to do this before without blockchain, so it is a revolutionary technology. However, this is all Bitcoin can really do, and if you go into the Bitcoin forums, look at all the Bitcoiners, all they're really doing is they're talking about price, and they're talking about how Satoshi is the one and only true God. Whereas, if you go into Ethereum forums, you can see that they talk about a lot more. Ethereum is a technology with so much potential. It's a generalized solution that can be used for a variety of applications, and its total addressable market is definitionally so great it's ridiculous. Ethereum can basically do everything. You can think of Ethereum as a giant network. So there's the big Ethereum network, something like the internet. However, the Ethereum network needs to be paid for with Ether, which is what we buy. We buy Ether to pay to run the network. This can do smart contracts, lending, basically everything you can possibly think of can be done off the Ethereum network in a very efficient way. And in today's video, I'm going to explain to you how all of this actually works. So I do think that Ethereum has so much more potential here, and it is a really revolutionary technology that has the potential to flip Bitcoin in the coming decades. Alright, let's get into what Ethereum can actually do. As I've already said, you can think of Ethereum like the internet. It can basically do everything the internet can do, and it can do more in that Ethereum is smart and it is programmable. Individuals can create any code they want and run it on the Ethereum network for a fee, and to pay for this they'll need to use Ether, giving our Ether token value. So, smart contracts refer to the fact that Ethereum is programmable money and has the potential to disrupt anything. Ethereum basically is programmable money, so conditions will be attached to it. Funds will only change hands once these conditions have been met. Let's think of a few examples to illustrate this. Uber would no longer need the company Uber to actually operate. You could just do this on the Ethereum network. If a driver drives you to a certain location, then the funds will change hands to that driver. If the driver does not drive you to that location, the funds do not change hands and the smart contract is not met. So, as we can see already, this is very and vastly different to Bitcoin, which doesn't have this potential. You just transfer someone Bitcoin, they receive the Bitcoin. Ethereum has conditions that need to occur. And what I believe is this can disrupt any industry with a third party in it. There's no longer any need for the third party. The decentralized Ethereum network will mean this can occur trust-free from individual to individual and peer-to-peer. So even things like Amazon would no longer be needed. Once you deliver the good, then the funds change hands. It's as simple as that. So, could it literally disrupt anything? And I do believe Ethereum is already disrupting nearly everything, and it has the potential to continue disrupting more and more. Any application can be run off Ethereum. Let's think of a few real-world examples. One could write an application on Ethereum, creating an event, and selling tickets to that event, as they would normally do on the internet. However, if you did this on the Ethereum network, it'd be fully decentralized, and it would be 100% secure, and it'd ensure things like anti-counterfeiting. It would verify everything, and it would ensure that no one could cheat or counterfeit tickets, which would be superior to this current system. You could even run a decentralized social media network on Ethereum, and we've already seen that this year. Decentralized social media networks have been created on Ethereum. This means Facebook doesn't have access to all our data. In fact, no third party has access to all of our data, and this could be very appealing for parties that do not want this. Basically, everything can be built off Ethereum, and it is very superior in that Ethereum is smart. It knows what's going on, it can verify transactions, and it can ensure a lot of things. So it has a lot of potential here. Also, let's go further with what it can do. Any token can be issued on the Ethereum network, which is very good for it, and it gives it even more value. Smart contracts on Ethereum can even function like corporations, and there's been a lot of speculation that this is going to be happening in the next 10 or so years, so they could hire, fire, negotiate, do everything without even any human intervention. Smart contracts are already used to verify business transactions that have conditions attached to them, and smart contracts are already used in the real estate market at a relatively large scale, recording property ownership structure and buying and selling without the needs of any third parties. Ethereum already does this for you. Ethereum could even be used for properties, saying that if you pay rent, then you get access to the house. If you don't pay rent, then the door's locked and you don't get access to the house. This is a potential on the Ethereum network and can actually be done. Also, blockchain voting systems are likely the future of elections, and Charles Hoskinson has made a very, very good case as to why, and even suggested to Trump that he should have done a blockchain voting system. With Ethereum smart contracts, you would be able to verify voter ID, you'd be able to verify voting. It'd ensure all of the problems that happen in the US election, all of the misunderstanding, all of the misclarity couldn't even happen. The Ethereum blockchain would verify it, and it would just say, Donald Trump, you lost the election. I'm sorry, this is what happened. There's no disputing it. The Ethereum blockchain would be able to verify it in a secure way. So, let's take a look at what is actually built off Ethereum. The majority of big tokens are actually issued off Ethereum. This doesn't mean all of them are, of course all of them are not, but right now Ethereum literally has a monopoly. Cardano, Polkadot, Binance Smart Chain, they all have pretty high values, but they're transacting, they're doing nowhere near as much as Ethereum. People are just speculating on those blockchains, which I think is fine. I own Cardano, I own Polkadot. However, I have most of my money in Ethereum because Ethereum's the one that's actually doing everything right now. There are over 3,000 good and big decentralized applications that are built on the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is the first platform to facilitate these decentralized applications, like you could be running, say, a social media network, a ticket sales network, all of the things I've already discussed. And I'll briefly run through a few big ones that are built off it. MakerDAO is built on Ethereum, which runs decentralized stablecoins. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, so instead of using Binance, which is all centralized, you can use Uniswap, which is controlled by no one, and that's all built off Ethereum, so when people use Uniswap, Ethereum gets more value. Chainlink is even run off Ethereum. Aave is run off Ethereum, and the list really goes on. Everything is built on top of Ethereum. Alright, so those are some of the first things I've already got into with what Ethereum's potential is. Now, another huge market for Ethereum is NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, and if you don't know what NFTs are, or you're not that connected with the computers or the computer world, you're probably going to hate these. And to be honest, I think non-fungible tokens are a little bit stupid, but I also think real artwork like the Mona Lisa and all of that doesn't have as much value as people give it anyway, so I don't really like the whole industry as a whole. But non-fungible tokens are basically digitalized collectibles and digitalized artwork. Essentially, all NFTs or almost all NFTs are found on the Ethereum blockchain. This is as Ether can be used to verify digital ownership of artwork online, allowing individuals to buy and sell artwork without the need for a third party. So if you wanted to buy Jack Dorsey's tweet, you'd need to use Ether. All this would do is it would ensure that you get the tweet, it would ensure that you have ownership of the tweet and you have it. You couldn't do this with Bitcoin, you'd need a third party to help facilitate this with Bitcoin. One NFT is sold for 70 million and Jack Dorsey's tweet is sold for over 2 million. So people believe NFTs are legitimate, and whenever this is done, the Ethereum network gets more and more value to it. Moreover, the decentralized application Rarible is run off Ethereum, which has all of these NFTs stacked on top of it, and users can trace back to see all of the previous owners of these digital collectors on the Ethereum blockchain. It's fully transparent, it has everything in it, and everyone can see it. So information and data is recorded via the Ethereum smart contracts, and it cuts out the middleman making these NFTs possible. Now, if you believe these NFTs can be counterfeited, well, potentially, but you get the original NFT, you get the original ownership of the collectible, and let's say even the Mona Lisa, that's exact replicas have been drawn of the Mona Lisa. It looks exactly the same. However, the original one is the only one that actually has value, and I believe NFTs will be similar to this, and I believe there'll be a big market here. We're already seeing some big things in the NFT industry. So we've gone through those, but what about what Bitcoin does? Bitcoin's the money, right? Bitcoin's used for all of the money markets. Ethereum can't disrupt that. Well, that would be wrong. Ethereum can be used in the derivatives market, and I'm not going to explain really what derivatives are in the market, but it basically means the underlying asset is derived from the value of something else. It's a bit too confusing to go into, but it includes options, puts, futures, all of that stuff. And Ethereum can directly play into the derivatives market and provide access to the derivatives market. Bitcoin can't do any of this. And the derivatives market is $560 trillion, at least up to $1 quadrillion, according to statistics. The money market is nowhere near this big, so definitionally playing in only derivatives and financials, Ethereum is way bigger than Bitcoin is. Currently, almost all derivative trading is completed by the top 1%, so Ethereum will be able to democratize this slightly. And like Bitcoin, Ethereum can even just be used in your regular money market for storing value and transacting. And right now, Ethereum's deflationary as they're burning tokens. Bitcoin's still inflationary as they're mining, even though there is a supply cap. So Ethereum's almost superior right now to Bitcoin at regular money. And with Bitcoin, transactions will take quite a while. Ethereum is a roadmap and they're lowering transaction speeds and costs every single year. So this does look pretty good. Another thing that can be done on blockchains is lending and staking in a decentralized way. So, the Ethereum blockchain allows users to pool their assets together and distribute those assets to borrowers with the rules and the loan written into the Ethereum smart contract. These loan pools will distribute interest to investors, and individuals won't need to disclose IDs, sign any documents, or do any of the normal requirements for loans. Everything will be verified and done through the blockchain. So, blockchains and decentralized smart contracts are superior for lending and staking. Anyone who is lending and loaning on the Ethereum blockchain will have a much better experience than doing it with the centralized banks. It's decentralized, you don't need a third party, it distributes interest, and all of the contracts are written into it, and I do think this will disrupt the lending and loaning market significantly coming into the future, so I'm very bullish on this aspect of Ethereum. Of course, Bitcoin cannot do this in the same way Ethereum can. Individuals can also stake their Ethereum, which means they're basically validating the network by giving other people Ethereum, and they'll get interest on that as well. Bitcoin cannot do this in the same way as Ethereum, so this is another big feature of Ethereum that I'm bullish on. Now, what else has Ethereum got over Bitcoin? Well, Ethereum has a constant roadmap. Ethereum is constantly changing and it's getting better and better as time goes. Bitcoin's roadmap's finished, done, it was done in 2010, whereas now Ethereum 2.0 is getting implemented, which is going to make the network more efficient. I'll just leave it at that. And EIP 115 is being implemented, which just means they're burning tokens, so supply goes down, we get more value for our Ethereum. It's as simple as that. We'll leave it at that. So the roadmap keeps going, Ethereum gets better and better as time goes on, and this means even more stuff could come in, like alarm clocks, which is basically smart contracts being able to wake up by themselves and do stuff by themselves. Gas refunds, oracles, and heaps of stuff can eventually occur. So we'll finish off by talking about what Bitcoin can do and see how Bitcoin compares. Bitcoin has no roadmap, unlike Ethereum. It's completely finalized, so it can't be upgraded and improved like Ethereum can. Also, a fault of Bitcoin is it processes transactions in around 10 minutes. This basically means that for small transactions, Bitcoin's useless. You can't do your $2 transactions there. However, for large $800 million transactions, sure, Bitcoin's amazing. It's the best thing in the world. Doing an $800 million transaction in 10 minutes is like a million times faster than the banks, so it's got that there. Bitcoin is also primarily trying to overtake gold as a store of value and be a digital gold, which is good. I'm sure it can do this. However, it just means it has a small total addressable market relative to Ethereum, which can do everything and anything. And I want to say, to think that the first cryptocurrency is the best and the only one, like all the Bitcoin maximalists do, and to think Satoshi is the one and only true God, I think that's incorrect, and I do believe it's like saying the first computer was the best computer. It's not quite that, and Ethereum's constantly updating, upgrading, and getting better and better technology, which is going to be great into the future. So to conclude, Ethereum has smart contracts, it's decentralized, it's secure, it can take over the derivatives market, it can take over the NFT market, it can take over lending and staking, it has all of the blockchains run off it, giving it value, and no competitor even comes close, and this is why I believe Ethereum is going to do amazing into the future. If you could buy a share in the internet in 1990, would you? You probably would, and in my opinion, Ethereum will be much bigger than the internet. It has so much bigger of a potential in the coming decades, and I could see this asset becoming the biggest asset and the best performing asset ever. It's already outperformed Bitcoin, and I am sure that it will continue to do so. So if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and remember, this isn't financial advice. Ethereum does have competitors, and there is a chance that this will not become the biggest thing in the entire world. However, I do believe that Ethereum has a pretty good chance going into the future. Thanks for watching the video.